today we're going to install the Guardian LST wall model. This is a suspended casing with a top discharge grill. So firstly we're going to install the brackets and the heating set. So these are the brackets. You can see on the bracket itself there is the locking mechanism. This has to be fully unwound and lifted up during the fitting process to make sure that this can then latch down to lock the casing in. The other feature of the bracket is this panel here, which is the snap out for when you fit in twin elements such as the Type 11 or the Type 16. So firstly we need to establish where we're going to fit the radiator. So for this particular installation I'm going to put a strip of masking tape across the wall so as not to mark the finished surface while I'm marking with my pencil lines. So now I'm going to measure from my projected edge of the casing 15 centimetres or 150 millimetres in from the edge. So that's going to give me a point if the edge of my casing is here. My centre line for my bracket is here. And then knowing that the casing is 600 millimetres long, that takes me to a point here. And then again 15 centimetres or 150 millimetres in from this side takes me to a point there. So that's the centre line for my brackets. So again I'll just put a strip of masking tape down the wall. So now with my spirit level, I'll mark the vertical line down the wall, which will be the centre line for my bracket. Now with the wall model, it's important that the bottom of the bracket is above the finished floor level. This is to allow for the convective airflow to flow under the casing and out through the top grill. So for the Type 10, which is the model we're fitting today, it needs to be a minimum of 100 mm up off the floor. So I'll just measure from my finished floor level up 100 mm to a point there. That is the lowest possible point for the bottom of my bracket. So what I will do now is position the bracket. And in this instance I'm actually going to go slightly higher because I know that I've got a slightly higher skirting board to be fitted afterwards, which I want to run underneath the casing. So I'll position that bracket and just mark my holes. In this instance I'm only going to use the bottom and the centre hole. On taller casings it would be wise to use the top hole as well. So again on the other side I'm going to position the brackets in the same place, again on my centre line, and mark my holes. The fixings that are supplied with the heating set are suitable for solid wall fixings. We know this is a solid wall that we're mounting on today, so we can drill a 10mm hole suitable for the wall plugs and into the solid wall. If it was a plasterboard wall or a stud wall, it would be wise to check what fixings are available from any good hardware supplier. These would normally be a wing nut type to take the weight of the unit. So now that I've drilled the holes, I can remove my insulation, my masking tape, and fit the plugs accordingly, ready to fit the brackets. So now into the pre-fitted wall plugs, I'm going to partly screw the fixing screws and only go in slightly just so that they're in there because of the way the brackets fit. So now, to fit the brackets, you can see there are keyhole locks, or keyholes on the back of the bracket that just slot over top of the bolt or the screw used and locate. And then also supplied are some horseshoe washers that again just drop over the screws to make up the difference in the holes. And these screws can be tightened, ensuring that the bracket is upright as you're tightening. So now with the brackets tight, the heat exchanger can be fitted. So this is the heat exchanger. This would normally be foil wrapped, but I've already removed all the packaging from it. These can be slotted into the brackets. Located and just drop down into the locating holes accordingly. Again, at this point, it'd just be worth checking that the locks are still up to make sure that they haven't been moved into their locked position inadvertently during the fitting. At this point now, once you've got the heat exchanger assembled and fitted, you would fit all the valves that you require.